Welcome back to our conversation with Lace.
It's good to be back.
Let's say that we have a kid at school that's autistic.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's autistic,
Yep.
but he's having a huge meltdown.
Got it.
What would he possibly be feeling? What should students do in that situation? The teacher do in that situation? How should, obviously parents are probably going to get a phone call home too of this happened today.
Okay.
What, parents too, like how they're feeling and what they should kind of be.
Okay. Well, for one, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
But for two, all right, everybody needs to. Okay, let me think here. Now, I first of all, number one rule, try to remain calm. I know that's hard to do, but try to remain calm. And I wouldn't match the child's energy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's going on? That's a number one thing that they do that I wish they wouldn't do. Try not to talk to them because that just makes it worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we want to not amp up the kid, right?
Yeah.
And meltdowns can look very different. Now you're saying they're throwing things because...
That's worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, okay.
Yeah.
Because
can look very different, like you're saying.
Yes, because some can just be like outwardly just like crying, continuously crying. But yes, well, since I honestly think, getting the child out of the classroom, but making sure the child's safe. I know you guys do that, but I know. Now you already know the child's autistic. You said that yourself. So, but also making sure the other kids are safe because this is a classroom. If you need to, just making sure that the other kids are safe as well. But saying, and you asked what would the kid be feeling?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
I don't. And it's bad when they can't tell you. It's when they're non-speaking, right?
Yeah.
Non-verbal, non-speaking, very different. If they have a device where they can, write down what they're feeling,
Would you say, when they're in the classroom, sometimes maybe overstimulation comes with that and they're not figuring out how to verbalize it or...
It can be so many things that trigger it.
Yeah.
That can cause something that can trigger it, like just like a conversation can trigger, like a word can trigger it. Words can trigger it. A situation can trigger it. Not sleeping well can trigger it. Understand, if you're understimulated and you need to stim and you're not allowed to. Hello, that can trigger it.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. A lot of things can, whether, like you say, overstimulated, yes, that can. A lot of things can trigger it. And if they can't tell you, and they're lost inside themselves and they can't tell you. But if they had an assistive device where they can write it out for you, that would be helpful. But a lot of those things can trigger a meltdown or even a shutdown where, it's inward. It's an inward implosion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that. But if you can maybe have access to the parents, and have them help you, tell them.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Tell you what they need.
Yeah, what works best at home, how to calm them down.
Yeah. I have a weighted blanket at home, but,
Yeah.
It doesn't. Because I didn't really have much. My meltdowns were very different. Mine weren't like throwing things at them. But yeah, I think that's the only thing I can really tell you, that if you can talk to the parents, and if you can tell, monitor the environment of the room. I always tell my when she's working with my son to monitor the environment of the room. And
that's really good.
Yeah.
So you can try to pick up on what may be triggering that student.
Yeah, like, whether it's really, really bright or even, because I'm wearing one of my silky favorite tops. Sometimes clothing can be very, uncomfortable. Now, no, y'all can't do anything about that. But, it's just another thing that you can, another thing to
help out with. Yeah. So speaking of kids and meltdowns and all of that, and then you said you didn't really have those kind of meltdowns like that.
Not throwing things, but a lot of crying, a lot of things like that. Like, if things change, I'll be like, go on about it.
Yeah.
That's my form of meltdown. Just continuously go on about the change and things like that. Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's gotten better as you've gotten into adulthood and figured out tools probably to help you with that.
Yeah, it has, but it'll occur, but differently.
Yeah. Okay.
Differently, you'll see it, but differently. It's why did this change? I'm so mad about that, and I can't show you obviously what it'll look like. It's just different. Like a lot of what did I say? A lot of crying. Like continuous to where I can't get it to stop, or of course it eventually stops. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But a lot of talking about why did this change? Why did it? And that's more of an angry thing that happens, and then everything's okay.
Yeah,
because of the doggone change. But that, and then I will stem away until it stops.
Yeah. So I guess it's kind of giving, you're noticing that in your kids, certain things may trigger them.
Yes.
So kind of helping them have some tools in their tool belt to help them when they get in those certain situations. So as they grow up, they have those tools to kind of help them.
Mm-hmm. Special
interest. Huge. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Special interest will help. But if they're in a meltdown, they're throwing things.
Yeah. There's no talking to them.
No. I would not. Even if it is, let's say if it is an adult, like, oh, what's going on?
I remember you saying that, yeah.
Yeah.
Lowering your voice too. And just...
Well, I wouldn't really talk because, I would let it pass and then, hey, try and then you can talk to him if you want to. But I would just let it pass because you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
You really don't. But,
that's huge, though.
Because, and just knowing that the person's there might help the person kind of calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help if somebody's really, really upset and you've got somebody in your ear going, what's going on? It's like, hey, let me go through this here. It doesn't help that you're, And I want to also mention something that's a little bit different, but it's kind of the same, but not. Let's say you ask me, oh, do you want tea or something? Well, I think Miss Black touched on this, but it helps if you might have my perspective as well. I call it peppering. Like if you say, hey, you want tea? I don't answer you in, 5 seconds. Then you ask me, you want tea? It's like the processing has to continue. That processing has to start all over again.
Okay.
Sorry, I went on a tangent there.
No, that's good to know, though.
Yeah, but yeah.
Do you feel like there are tools now that you have that kind of help you calm down when you do, not a meltdown, but get like overstimulated, or you're like, okay, I can feel it coming on. These are some things I need to use.
There's really nothing that that I don't really have any like indicators.
Okay.
Because I don't really feel anything. Like someone keeps, hi. I'm like going, okay, I'm going to go off in 5. It's like, I'm going to go off in 5. Of course I don't do it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go off in 5. 5 comes and nothing's happened, of course.
But you've learned how to control that more than like a 5-year-old that
A
will.
5-year-old,
yes.
sure, but I've never really went off in 5.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just say that because I just say that just to say that, just to keep it cool now. Keep it cool. But have I found tools? I have the little ribbon that you saw. I have that, and what I usually do, another STEM thing I do is I do this to my face to calm down, but in my body, I don't really notice any type of feeling, except when I get really angry, I notice the temperature change.
Okay.
It feels hot.
Yeah.
Like, really, really hot. It takes a lot to get me angry.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing, though.
It does take a lot. It does.
Yeah.
But go and smell some of my vanilla because that kind of calms me down, too. Because I love to see what notes are in perfumes and things like that.
Uh-huh.
And, of course, my meditation music, things like that. I like to do that. I do yoga at home or things like that. That kind of helps calm things down.
So maybe getting your kids some fidget stuff for school even would possibly be helpful if...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did I not answer the question right?
No, you did. No, that was great. I was just retouching on some things that you said that would like maybe be helpful for kids if parents don't.
Let me see. Some kids. I never had one of these.
Okay.
But I have a puppet at home. Those little heart things.
Oh, my kids have those. Yep. And they love them.
Yeah, I didn't bring mine because it wouldn't fit in my purse. But what else do I have? All I have are my fidget spinners. That's all I have. I have those. Since I'm not a kid, I don't have.
Yeah, no, but I think that stuff would be great for kids.
And then I have this.
Oh yeah,
I have
like a rubber band kind of thing.
Yeah, I got that. But this is more not. But I got this and that, and and it depends, I guess, on the child too. Whatever they like, I guess.
Yeah. Trial and error.
Trial and error, I guess, and some kids they like looking at bright lights. I'm thinking, well, you're gonna, what? No, but things like that. I mean, I brought my vanilla with me, like the little like that I got in my hair right now. That's kind of a little STEM thing too. They could play with too if they want to do that. And then I've got that's on my keys. Wheel, yellow, right here. That's a little.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's kind of what the little hair thing's made out of too. But whatever works for the kid, for the kids or whatever they like to do. But there's also special interests that you can talk about nonstop. Like my son, he likes dinosaurs and things like that, and girls they like horses and things like that. And
So learning their special interest, really.
Yes, I think that's a very important thing that you do, and not say, oh, we're talking about that again, or don't shame it, don't shame that, or don't shame their stems either, And this is something I wanted to talk about there for just something, like say they like a same food or a safe food that they like to eat all the time, unless their doctor is really, really concerned, then I wouldn't shame that either.
Okay.
But unless their doctor is really, really concerned,
Yeah.
they need to have fruits and vegetables also, obviously.
Yeah.
We're working on that with my son. He's still eating his macaroni and cheese all the time. So we have to work with him on that. But I'm praying that we get him to get some fruits and veg in there. But I wouldn't, all these things that you're saying they're not wrong. They're just different, like I've been saying the whole time.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's another question you got for me?
Another question I have one more for you. Say we have a kid, this is just another scenario, that's very overstimulated coming to church. Like, it's loud, I get it. and it's a struggle to get them in the door. What are some things that would be helpful? Maybe on the way to church, leading up to church, when they get in the building, because it's just like, it's so loud. It's so many people. It's
goodness me. Wow. Let me think. Do they have vision?
Let's say yes.
Okay.
I know Adam and Denise do a great job with headphones, so I know we do have that. But it's just like before they even get to church, they are already getting worked up.
Oh, yeah. Man, I almost, that day that I was going to come here the first time, I was getting worked up too because I didn't know what to expect, honestly.
Yeah.
The day of the acapella service, I didn't know what to expect. I'm like going, I don't know these people. I don't know what to do. And this is before I even knew I was autistic. So I almost didn't come through that door. So I understand completely, but I didn't know if it was going to be loud or not. Miss Lake did a wonderful job of saying that she showed her son, was it Cooper, right? She showed her son what, okay.
Yes, she would pre-show him stuff to prepare him for like, okay, we're going to go to this baseball game and this is what it's going to look like.
Okay. All right.
I do, yes. It is Cooper.
I'm not trying to copy this by no means. So
no, but if you're thinking that's helpful too, that like reiterates.
I am. And do that. In fact, I'm sorry, Miss Lake, but I'm going to borrow that idea from my son. Sorry if you're listening, but I'm going to steal that idea.
We're all learning from each other.
Yes. From my son. My nephew/son. Yeah. I think that'd be a good idea to show what is going to happen. Maybe if there's YouTube videos that go step by step by step by step by step, because that's how we take in information. Like if Adam says, step one, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, break it down. Please don't go, we're going to do this. That doesn't work.
Okay. Yeah, so them knowing ahead of time what's going to happen.
Right.
Okay.
Righto. But what else can I say? That's a good thing. But if they're having so much trouble getting through the door,
maybe it's reiterating though what Kaylin said is like that night. Show them what it's going to look like that morning.
Yes, that morning, both. But also, making sure they might have, oh God, Jerry showed me what those are called.
Like a buddy or something, or?
Nope. Jerry showed me what they're called. Come on now. Noise canceling headphones.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, there are a basket of those in there. So maybe reminding the kid, hey, there's noise canceling headphones.
Yes. And that it's okay to stim if they need to stim. Or I'm concerned about the ones that don't know if they're autistic or not. I'm concerned about those too as well. Because some people aren't discovered yet.
Yes, I can see that.
Let me explain what that means. I usually don't. I didn't mention this earlier, and I'm sorry about that. But discovered, I use that term instead of diagnosis, but that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. But yeah. Anyways, but let's say the person's blind and autistic like I am. I think you could still maybe describe to them what's going on in the videos. You can still show them to them, but describe to them what's going to happen, and maybe take them to bits of a service. Like, let's say, we're going to take them. This is what a communion will look like.
Okay. Yeah.
And maybe to the one that also can see, this is what a communion will look like.
Yeah, I could see that being helpful for sure.
Breaking it down. Don't, not to a whole thing, because that's going to overwhelm my thing.
Yeah.
This is when the communion will be. If y'all know when the communion will be, then maybe have them drop in and see what. That's the only thing I can kind of come up with. Or maybe if it's so intense, maybe have them watch online. I don't know.
Yeah. And I know any of the ministers here would be more than welcome for the kid to come in when no one's here, just to like feel comfortable in the building.
Oh, yes.
That could also be like super helpful. I could see to be like, this is where the classroom is, and these are headphones, and this is where the screen's going to play. And
but you know, some of them can't. Yeah. And watching online, I think would be maybe the last resort, I would say.
Okay.
Would be the last resort, because I would want them to try and do and go.
Yeah.
Because if you like, I don't want to say shelter because I don't like that, but if you keep them from in environments like this, then I don't think it's fair.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that if it gets too bad, then they have to stay. I'm not saying that at all. If they need to leave, then by all means, please, you know, if they need to leave, then it's okay. That's what I'm saying. If they need to leave, then that's okay. You know?
Yeah. I think it touches it brings back kind of what Kaylin was saying last week, building that confidence in them of, okay, you did this, like you did something hard, and then like it gives them more confidence to do something that next week almost.
Oh, right. But it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
That it's not about easy or hard. It's about, because they're flooded with such stuff. It's about where, okay, they're overflooded. So, I mean, if they can get through it, that's great. But if they can't, I would say still, you know what? No harm done. That's fine too. We're still cheering for you.
Oh, of course, yes.
We're still cheering for you. You know, you know, even if you manage to walk through the door of an unknown place, hey,
that's huge.
Great job on you. You know, great job, mate. That's what I always say. Great job, mate.
Yeah.
You know, and I say that to my son. You know, and I had to remind my mom that you know, he did this. You know, so you know.
Celebrating all those little wins.
Yeah, all those little steps. I say celebrate each little step is what I tell her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lace, thank you so much for stopping by and sharing stuff with us today.